Greetings viewers, if you click the video link, you're here to listen to me talk about the Maglula, or Maglulas, since there are several different varieties. So as you can see, the ones in front of you here are ones that I own and have owned for many years, so I am familiar with these products, and it's something I thought was kind of helpful, and I wanted to kind of present the information to you if maybe you didn't know anything about them, or you kind of had an idea, you didn't know how they worked, or if they were worth the time and effort and money to invest in. So I am making this video for you, so hopefully you find something useful here. So what is the Maglula? Well, Maglulas are devices that are used to assist in loading magazines. So I'm sure there's already people that may have clicked off of the link or already in the comments section saying you don't need that crap, just use your thumbs. Well, so unfortunately everybody's situation is not the same. There's many reasons that somebody may want a device to assist in loading magazines. Perhaps, I hate to say it, you know, a female or somebody that may be smaller stature doesn't have the same grip strength. Children loading magazines, you want to get them involved in the shooting world, and their little thumbs just can't keep up with loading these mags. Or perhaps somebody's elderly or has a medical condition such as arthritis, or maybe you only have one hand and you need some assistance in loading magazines. So just because it does not work for you, that's fine. Other people have a reason or necessity for acquiring such a device. So just keep that in mind before you start flaming people for potentially buying something like this. Now, so what is it? Like I said, it's a device that assists with loading magazines. They are available in multiple different calibers for rifle and pistol rounds. I'm going to show you a little clip here from their website, just kind of giving a brief glimpse at the products that are offered and what magazine types there are. So the ones that I have here in front of you, I have 308, standard Magpul SR25 pattern, AK 762x39 standard magazine, a AR M4 style, these are Magpul mags, any of the those pattern again will work. And then I've got two different pistol magazines here. This is a double stack 45 Glock magazine, and this is a single stack 380, and that's kind of the unique thing that I like about this device is it works on a range of magazines and calibers, whereas these are more specific to the weapon themselves, and you'll see that here in a minute when I give you a little bit of a demonstration. So first of all, I have owned these for several years. I've used them multiple times for each of the calibers. Again, some people out there may be saying, oh, you don't need that, just, you know, use your thumbs and be a man, whatever. I can tell you from personal experience, after having taken multiple classes shooting Glock pistols and having 5 magazines with me and loading anywhere from 2,000 to 3,000 rounds in a matter of days, your thumbs are a little bit tired, and I would rather focus on my fundamentals in shooting and enjoying the time in the class and what I'm getting out of it. Maybe getting some pearls of wisdom off to the side from the instructor instead of sitting there loading mags over and over again, tearing up my thumbs. This specific loader, I'm going to go ahead and say, is definitely the MVP. These other ones are kind of a nice to have, and again, helpful if you have somebody potentially that's helping you load mags, or again, they're getting into the sport of shooting and they're having trouble and they want to kind of be independent and do it themselves. So those definitely become handy in that situation. So let's go ahead and take a look at the rifle ones first, and then we'll scoot over to the pistol. So again, they are caliber specific. So for this 308 SR25 pattern magazine, again, this is going to slip over the top. This little lever on top kind of sinks down in there just for space compacting. You can see it kind of flapping around inside there. You pull it all the way to the top, and it should be able to swivel back and forth. It does have a little tab here, and what that does is it locks into where your mag release is actually going to go. So it's going to, and it only goes on one way. If you try and put it on backwards, it's not going to work. The way the rounds will have to load in, this is going to be blocked by a solid surface, so they do only orient one direction. So it snaps in again, it'll lock in place on the mag release, and then you'll notice some pressure when you're swiveling this lever back and forth. So you want to depress this all the way to the rear, and you'll notice that it'll push the follower all the way down in the magazine. And I've got my handy 308 ammo ready to go here. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the round by the tip, and I'm going to drop it down in my magazine. Once you have one round in there, it's all the way seated at the rear of the mag. Flip this lever all the way to the front, it's going to push that round down and make a space for the next one. Lever down, drop it in, lever forward, and it makes it that easy to load the mags. And then when your mag's full or you're at a capacity where you're satisfied with to start shooting, all you do is just kind of give a little bit of pressure to that tab, and it'll pull right off the top of the mag, and your magazine's loaded and ready to go. And again, it's the same exact thing for each of these. Now the AK, the lockup tab here is on the back of the magazine, and it does have a lip in the front, so again, you want to make sure this lever is pulled all the way up. Hook the front of the mag, slide it all the way down until it snaps on the back, and it functions, again, exactly the same. So in this instance, the lever needs to go all the way forward. And your mag's loaded that quickly, or as many, again, rounds as you want in there. Again, the tab on the back here, instead of where the side mag release is, you just kind of lift that up a little bit. You don't want to rip it off, because then that's not going to work for you anymore. Pops right off, and you've got a loaded magazine. Again, I'm not so sure the AR needs a demonstration, but we'll go ahead and do it anyway. Again, slide this down over the top till it locks in place. Push this all the way towards the back. Done. Lift. And we've got rounds in our magazine. So that's the demonstration for the rifle ones here. So we'll push these off to the side. And then now we go on to the pistol. And again, this one is a lot more versatile. They do have ones that are designed for smaller, skinnier, little 22 mags. But this thing does work wonders when it comes to, again, the different sizes. That's why I have both of these here to demonstrate. This one operates a little bit differently. You squeeze this part here, you'll notice that whole thing moves. There is a little metal kind of ramp right here. You should probably notice a lot of brass on there. I've used this thing, again, a lot. So with the magazine oriented, rounds facing that way. On the top here, it does have a kind of a little diagram of a little bullet engraved in there, so you know which way the round is supposed to orient. The way that this works is you have to squeeze. I would recommend putting this on a solid surface, table, put it on your leg, somewhere where you can put some pressure on it, because what you're going to have to do is squeeze and push down. And if you'll notice, it's pushing down on the follower of the magazine. So all I have to do is squeeze, push down, drop my round, and then just making sure you have a little bit of back pressure so your magazine doesn't go flying, or you can hold on to it. Just let go and let the whole thing pop up. So it springs forward and springs up. Then all you do is squeeze, and then the next one, you're just going to use that ramp, and it's going to push that round that you just put in there down. Drop it in, let go, let go. And just like that, you'll have a loaded magazine, and your thumbs, I guarantee you, depending on how much shooting or mag loading you're doing, will thank you. So we've got the 45 loaded, and we're going to immediately switch over to our 380. Again, if you look at the size comparison of these two magazines and the rounds themselves, there's a huge disparity there, and this works just as well. You just have to kind of pay attention a little bit, make sure that when you're pushing down with that little metal ramp, it's going down into the magazine. Then we'll take our little itty-bitty 380 rounds here, drop it in there, let go, squeeze again. And there we go. We've got our magazine loaded. Now, these things also have a nice handy-dandy feature to help you unload magazines. Again, the pistol variation is going to differ a little bit from the rifle. So we've got our round that's engraved in the top here. On the back side here, you'll also see that there is a round oriented in that direction. There's kind of a little lip there, and what that's designed to do, you put your thumb on the top like this, put your mag down, and you're going to use this little lump here to strip the round out of the magazine. Obviously, you can go much faster. I'm just trying to keep these rounds contained so they don't go all over my floor. And then again, same thing for the 45. And and that makes that much easier to unload your magazines as well as load them. So let's go back to the rifle and we'll talk about the unloading procedure. All right, so you got the basic principle when it came to loading. I showed you with all of the rifle magazines. So we're going to now decide that, hey, you know what, I'm done shooting. I don't need these rounds that are in here. I just want to unload these magazines, or again, have somebody else do it that's helping me. So we're just going to snap it on just like you did the first time to load it. And you're going to kind of orient it down because these rounds are just going to start falling out into a bucket, ammo can, your lap, wherever you are dumping these out to. And you're just going to wiggle this lever back and forth just like you did to load it. But again, all I did was lift up and the rounds fell out. Push it all the way forward, pull it all the way back, and that's it. And you can just sit there going like this and it'll unload your mag in no time instead of having to find something to, again, strip it like you did the pistol mags. So we did all the loading, we might as well do the unloading as well for each of these, just so you can see it with your own eyeballs. We just move our lever back and forth. If a round doesn't fall out going this direction, move it the other way and it should. If you may have to give it a little wiggle depending on how tight they might be in there, and your mag is unloaded. And not to be outdone, 308. Like I said, if it doesn't fall out right away, you may have to just give it a little shake and your rounds will come tumbling out. So again, definitely something that I would recommend for your specific use case, whatever magazines they are that you have. Again, I have a SIG MPX. I do not own the MPX mag loader for it. I honestly didn't even know that existed, so maybe I'll have to get my hands on one just to have it. But worst case, if I had to recommend just one thing, definitely the pistol loader. Again, loading and unloading pistol mags, this will make your life super easy. There is a little lock feature on this thing. I'm not sure why you would need or want that. It's just this little lever here that presses, and I guess you can keep it compact and stored. I don't ever do that, I just leave it out, but that is an option that's available. There's a little keychain ring on here on all of these if you, I guess, want to tie them to a lanyard or something. Again, you're taking some kind of class. You want to keep this thing handy because you don't have a lot of mags and you're just trying to keep them topped up. Definitely a highly, highly, highly recommended product. I'd give it 10 out of 5 stars for sure. Again, the rifle mags, not necessarily needed. These mags are really easy to load. I mean, if all it takes to load the mag is that, again, not a big deal. Definitely a little bit probably more helpful in the unloading of the mags, especially if, let's say, you were having to take duty rounds out of a magazine to put training rounds in or vice versa. Makes life a little bit easier. It's not that difficult. I get it. Again, all the keyboard commandos that are going to say just sacrifice your thumbs. Well, again, just remember your situation's different than some people. I imagine if I only had one arm or hand, I would probably definitely benefit from having something like this, and it would make my life a lot easier loading and unloading magazines. So anyway, hopefully you found something useful here. If you have any questions or comments, anything that maybe I didn't touch on in the video or you'd like to know more about, please feel free to let me know. I'm always open to ideas for new videos. If there's a product or weapon or technique, something that you have questions about or would like more information on, and I can assist in that area, I'd be glad to make a video for it. So just let me know down below. So with that, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video.